first of many live updates as we get closer and closer to this year's Congress of Future Medical Leaders Live. My name is Ellie and I am directing the show here this evening live from London. So excuse my headgear as I introduce here first thing. You will be seeing me a little bit from time to time on updates just like this one. So I thought I'd start off by sharing a little bit about me. I have been working here at the Academy for a few years, quite some time. And in fact, I've known Richard even longer because I, just like many of you, attended one of his programs when I was in high school. And here I am, so many years later, still part of these incredible events. Now, I'm going to introduce Richard Rossi to you shortly, our founder, host, and MC. But before I do, I have something for you to do. If you take a look under the video right now, if you're on full screen, you're going to need to just escape the full screen. And you'll see there are a bunch of questions that have just appeared, a few yes and no questions. I'd like you to answer those really quickly. I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that. Go through and answer them. When you do a yes or no selection, you must press the vote button, otherwise your vote won't be counted and registered. Okay, so go ahead, take a look at those questions, answer those, yes or no, and then I'm going to review these all and we're going to talk about them later on as well. So go ahead, scroll down. Can you see them? Can you see them? You should be able to. They're all there. There's 7 or so of them, and you'll be able to answer those questions and then we will address them together shortly. Can you see all those questions? You should be able to. Okay. I'm going to review these whilst Richard is talking. So for right now, let me introduce you to Richard Rossi. Richard, take it away.
Thank you, Ellie. I appreciate it. Hello, everybody, and thank you for taking the time to be with me. If you're watching this live today, it means you're either a student who's been selected and accepted as a delegate to the Congress, or you're a parent of one of those students. I want to say congratulations to you, the delegate, for the achievements, the potential that qualified you for selection to the Congress. And I want to especially thank you, the parents, and other caregivers, because a high-achieving and successful child like yours, who has a vision of themselves and their future, helping humanity as a physician or a medical scientist, is something so special, and it doesn't just happen. In fact, it really does take a village, and your support and your encouragement and your perseverance have been so critical to your child's success, perhaps much more so than you even realize. I myself have spent the last 35 years in education inspiring high-achieving high school students with enrichment programs in the United States and all around the world. Believe it or not, over 800,000 young people have attended live events that we created over the last 35 years, and it's been the joy of my life to change the future of the world by inspiring, motivating, educating, and directing these magnificent young people like your child. And through that time, I've learned a lot, an enormous amount about high-achieving young people, their fears, their dreams, their hopes, their desires, their capacity for greatness. And today I want to talk to you, the delegate, as the young person who's achieved so much through hard work and sweat and dedication and has earned the right to be at the June Congress of Future Medical Leaders Live. And let me start out by just asking you one question. Why do you think that the greatest names in the world, literally the gods of medicine, are going to be spending their precious time with you at the Congress? I mean, they're so busy. They're so in demand. Well, you know, it may not be completely politically correct to say what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Because the truth is, that it's because you are very, very special. For you, greatness awaits. Greatness awaits. You're a delegate because you deserve to be honored and recognized, not only for your achievements, but also for your amazing potential. We believe, and all the speaker mentors who will be with you for Congress Live believe, that you truly and literally are the very, very best hope for the future of the medical profession. They know that by spending time with you, they can in one fell swoop affect the lives of those that in all likelihood are going to change the medical profession for the better and impact humanity. And that, dear delegate, is you. Now, out there, you may be a geek or a nerd, but at Congress Live, we've got a whole other word for you, and that word is hero. You're a hero because you have the dreams, the passion, the work ethic, the vision to strive to, as Hippocrates said so long ago, consecrate your life to the service of humanity. To the service of humanity. And it's not only me who thinks so, but also all of the folks that are making time to be here with you. I got to tell you, it's a really, really big deal. Now, we've got three goals for Congress Live. The first is we want you to see a much, much bigger future than the one you saw before. 5 times bigger, 10 times bigger. You may not even believe that now. You might say, well, maybe 1, 2, 3 times bigger. But honestly, you can play an enormous game in life. And I think it's critical that you do. Because if there's one thing this pandemic has shown me, it's that we need you. We need you. I believe that so many people don't play a big enough game. And the reason is either because they don't have the right mentors or because they don't have a big enough vision. Or maybe it's because they're afraid. But that can't be you. Your potential's too big. Your future is too big. I really hope that you understand that because it's huge. Okay, Ellie, come back on the screen, and if you're ready, tell us what the first question we asked was and what's the answer. I think it was about emotions, right?
You're right, Richard. The first question was, are you experiencing negative emotions right now, like depression, anxiety, sadness, and frustration? 73% of our delegates said yes.
Okay, thanks. I'll be back to you shortly. Wow. That is a big, big number. But I'm not surprised because I've talked to so many young people just like you. So many of you are feeling trapped, depressed, and just sad. You can't be with your friends. You can't spend a lot of time outside the house. You can't visit your grandparents and other older loved ones because you're afraid of infecting them. You don't want to infect your own parents. So you're stuck. And there's only so much computer gaming and TikTok that you can do. Some of you are missing graduations, school proms, sporting events, theater, music, debate clubs, ACTs, SATs, PSATs. You're wondering when this is going to end and if it's going to end and how the world will change as a result of it. And it's a bummer and it sucks, but it's important that you know you're not alone. As a delegate to the Congress, you're now part of a really elite community of over 2,500 high school students just like you. Students who are in the same situation you're in and are smart and are motivated and share your dreams and passion. And it's not just the young people who are going to be part of the Congress in June with you. It's also the tens of thousands of young people still in high school and in college and beyond who've been delegates in the past and are now our alumni. And I also want you to feel certain that this too will end. A treatment will be found. A vaccine will be developed and deployed for those who want it. And why am I so sure of this? I'll tell you why. Because never, ever in the history of humankind have we had hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of physicians and medical scientists with the technological advances we have now and the communication capabilities that we have now, all banded together and focused on one single problem. And I can assure you, with all this genius, the answers will be found, and sooner rather than later. So you've just got to hang in there. And being part of our community, being part of the Congress of Future Medical Leaders, being with your fellow delegates will give you hope and optimism and a sense not only of how big your future can be, but also why this is without question the best time in history to join the medical profession and how much we need you. I hope that makes sense. Okay, Ellie, if you're out there, come back. Tell us what's the next question and what the answer was.
Okay, Richard, the next question was, are you worried you will fail and not live up to your full potential in life? And the live stats in here, 66% of our delegates have said yes to that question.
Okay, thanks. Wow. That's a really big number. But I've got to tell you, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. One of the most important reasons CongressLIVE will be here in just a few weeks is to help make sure that doesn't happen to you. Because it can't. It just can't. It simply can't be you, because for you, greatness awaits. Greatness awaits. And it's our job to help prepare you for that greatness by showing you a much, much bigger future than the one you see now before the Congress. All of us believe you need to play the very, very biggest game you possibly can in life, because that's the only way that you're going to look back at the end of your life in 100 or 125 years and say, this was an awesome ride. I loved it. And I'm so proud of my life. But you can't do it alone. You need support. You need mentors. You need vision. You need motivation. You need a sense of purpose and a feeling of what's possible. And that is precisely what you'll get at CongressLIVE. But how exactly are you going to do this? How are you going to get there? How can you be convinced that everything I just said is true? Well, that is exactly what you're going to find out during CongressLIVE. You're going to learn that all progress exists on the other side of your fear. And at the end of the Congress, you're going to have less fear, and you will leave with self-confidence and passion. You know, the most important and successful people in the world persevere. And you're going to learn how not to give up on your dream, even if you don't get instant results. You'll learn how to not let the fear of losing be greater than the excitement of winning. We'll give you a path. We'll give you a plan to follow, to play that biggest game and be the person that you were always born to be. As I said, so many people don't play a big enough game in life. And honestly, I'm not even sure why. But I can tell you this, the definition of hell is coming to the end of your life and meeting the person you might have been. The person that you might have been. This can't happen to you. It absolutely cannot. It must not. And we're devoted to making sure that you have all the wisdom, all the direction you need to help you get to that very big future. Are you with me? All right. Ellie, what is the next question we asked and what's the answer?
Well, Richard, the next question we asked is, do you think other people see you as a nerd or a geek, or sometimes as just plain weird? The live polling has come in, and 82% of our delegates viewing this evening say yes to that statement.
No surprise. No surprise at all. I've worked with so many high-achieving young people just like you. Well, I've got a news flash. You probably are a nerd. You probably are a geek. You probably are seen as an outcast, as one of the weird ones, as part of the misunderstood. Well, get over it. Embrace it. Because number one, these are the people that rule the world. Let me say that again. These are the people that rule the world. And these are the people that we at the Congress call heroes. And that is exactly how we see you and exactly how we're going to treat you, because we know that your goals, your dreams, and what you've already achieved to get here are heroic. You may not believe this now, but you will by the end of the Congress. So the Congress is all about unity, community, love, support, connection. Because at the Congress, you're not different. You're the same as all these other students, and there's an enormous power in that. I also want to say that there's an important role for your parents who can watch the entire Congress live, and I hope that they will. We've done surveys over the years that have shown us over 80% of all parents and all students feel closer to one another as a result of the Congress. And the reason is because you're both watching the same thing. You're both hearing the same thing. You both are learning at the same time. And now you have a common language. I'll tell you, the Congress is going to make for some extraordinary dinner time conversation about your goals and your dreams. Are you with me still? All right, Ellie, what's the next question and answer?
Okay, Richard, the next question here is, do you sometimes feel in life you don't get the recognition you deserve for all your hard work and achievements? Let me tell you, 62% of our live viewers this evening say yes, they do feel like that.
All right, thanks, Ellie. Wow, that's also a really big number. Well, do you know why you feel that way? Do you know why? It's because you actually don't get the recognition you deserve for your hard work and achievements. And at the Congress, we know that, and we think that it's simply wrong. It's unacceptable, and it just can't be that way. People like you who've achieved as much academically and have the dreams that you have and the ambition to get there, people like you do deserve honor and recognition because you've earned it. You've earned it. I don't know if you're one of these people, but there are delegates who've told me that there are folks in their own community who've said to them, why do this? Why endure the stress? Why endure the uncertainty? Why work so hard? Why not just take the easy way out? You're so smart. You could just get a regular old job somewhere and be successful. But that's not you, is it? That's not what you dream for your future, and I get that. And just remember this great quote I saw on a bumper sticker somewhere. Those that have given up on their dreams will try to stop yours. Those that have given up on their dreams will try to stop yours. You know, you can come to the Boston Congress next year for free, and I hope to see you there, but this can't wait. And it's the reason why CongressLIVE is so important. That's why it's so vital that we do this now, because coronavirus hasn't provided you with more opportunities for recognition. It's provided less, and less at a critical moment in your life. You don't have time to wait. We need to act now, and we will. One of the most important parts about attending the Congress is you're receiving your award of excellence to use in college applications, scholarship applications, internship applications, job applications. And at the end of the Congress, after you take a quiz to prove you actually were there, we'll inscribe this award and we'll mail it to you. But even before you get your actual award, you'll get permission from us to say that you received it. And you'll get a digital badge that you can put on your profiles to prove that you did. Okay, Ellie, come back to me and tell me what the next question is and the answer.
This next question is online learning boring, tiring, or uninspiring? A massive 83% of our delegates this evening said yes, it is.
Wow. Wow. Well, is anyone surprised the number is so high? Let me tell you, this virus is a big fat pickle for your school. And I know this, your teachers, your principal, and everyone else, they're doing the best they can with the technology and the time that they have. And this is a perfect time for me to brag and tell you that Congress Live will be nothing like that. Nothing like a Zoom call, nothing like Blackboard or any of those other learning platforms. Because, my friends, we have always had one golden rule here at the Congress, and that is you cannot bore people into learning. You cannot bore people into learning. So let me tell you a little bit about what you're going to experience. First and foremost, you're going to be inspired by some of the greatest minds alive. People who have reached the absolute pinnacle of success in the world of medicine. Nobel laureates, deans of medical schools, young geniuses, fascinating parents. In fact, let me show you who's going to be joining you just on opening night alone. First of all, Roderick McKinnon. Dr. McKinnon is a biochemist who works to better understand ion channels. He began his scientific career studying the biophysics of potassium channels at Brandeis University, and soon after joined the faculty at Harvard. His research provided the first atomic structures of selective ion channels, which led to his Nobel Prize in chemistry. Next, Aaron Smith. While in high school, Aaron developed a tool to detect and monitor Parkinson's disease at its earliest stage using video technology, and her tool resulted in a win at the 2018 Intel International Science and Engineering Fair and landed her on the 2019 Forbes 30 Under 30 list of breakthrough scientists. She's a Teal Fellow, and she now studies at Stanford University. Jocelyn Elders, MD. Dr. Elders was the Surgeon General of the United States from 1993 to 1994, having been appointed by Bill Clinton. She's the second woman and the first African American to head the U.S. Public Health Service. She's retired as a pediatric endocrinologist and professor emeritus at the University of Arkansas School of Medicine. And she has always remained an outspoken advocate of public health. Gianjali Rao, in the 7th grade and learning about the Flint water crisis, she designed a device to detect lead in drinking water using a mobile app, which led to being named America's top young scientist and to win the 3M Young Scientist Challenge. And at 13, she was on 60 Minutes and was named to Forbes 2019 30 Under 30 list of breakthrough scientists. Earlier this year, she was named the 2020 Time Top Young Innovator. And she was also a delegate to the 2019 Congress of Future Medical Leaders. Michael Rosbach. The research of Dr. Rosbach focuses on the metabolism and processing of mRNA, the molecular link between DNA and protein, which ultimately led to his Nobel Prize in Medicine in 2017. Specifically, his work focuses on genetic influences on circadian rhythm, or the internal biological clock within species, and how that helps them adapt their biological rhythm to the different phases of day and night. And finally, on the first night, and this is just the first night I'm talking about, is Dr. George M. Church, who is one of the most famous medical scientists in the world, referred to as the father of synthetic biology, and is known for his contributions in sequencing and editing of genomes. His laboratory's use of CRISPR is the latest contender for precise gene therapy. He is a full professor of genetics at Harvard Medical School and a professor of health sciences and technology at Harvard and MIT. Wow. And each of the other days will be just as sizzling as this. Now, maybe you've also heard about and are looking forward to one of the highlights of the Congress, which is surgery. Surgery with live step-by-step commentary by the surgeon himself or herself, answering your questions live as the surgery is proceeding, which is absolutely awesome. But I've got to tell you, in all fairness, it's not for everyone. If the sight of blood and things like that make you ill, you may want to consider stepping out during this segment. I really mean it. Perhaps you're not going to be a doctor. Maybe you're going to be a researcher or a medical scientist, right? No points are going to be issued for extra bravery here. Nothing about the surgery itself will be on the quiz because we know that some people, this is just a little bit too much. Now, one of the most exciting parts of Congress will be you getting to know and working with and interacting with your fellow delegates. And I'm talking about networking. Lots and lots of networking. So there'll be many times during the Congress where we will break you out into small groups of 3 or 2 or 4 to work together by video or audio to get to know one another and figure out together some of the really important things that are going to lead to your success, to make friends, maybe lifelong friends, perhaps with future colleagues. It's all about networking, truly one of the great secrets of life. And I'm also going to be asking you a lot of questions, kind of like what we did today with polls and surveys, so I can find out how you are doing in real time during the Congress, because I'm going to be with you every minute of these 2.5 days. And I think one of the absolute most exciting parts of the Congress, it's all going to be live, just like right this minute. When you see a mentor speak, they're there live with you, being broadcast in from their home or their office or their laboratory. We wanted everything to be live and in real time and raw and real, which is great. And it's also super scary because anything can happen in a live environment, and I mean anything. But that's okay. We are just going to roll with the punches. So what I'm trying to say here is that we're not just going to be talking at you. You're going to have so much opportunity to express your feelings, to meet and interact and work with other high-achieving young people from all over the country, just like you. We're going to make sure to keep the energy high at all times, give you plenty of breaks. In fact, I dare say, there's never been an online experience quite like the one you're going to have. Over the next few weeks, you're also going to have an opportunity to compete for some coveted roles within the Congress, because we can't do this alone. You need to be involved, and you will be over the next few weeks. This just isn't our Congress, it is your Congress, and we need you to get involved. So now, none of this will be boring, none of this will be tiring, none of this will be uninspiring, and all of it will be exciting and motivating, period. Ellie, now come back if you can and tell us the next question and answer.
I'm here. The next question is, are you worried about getting into a good college? And this is our largest poll so far this evening, with 84% of our delegates saying yes, they are worried about getting into a good college.
Wow, thanks, Ellie. Whew. That is a huge, huge number, and I don't blame you. You're not alone. You're not alone. These top colleges are becoming more and more selective and are rejecting more and more applicants. And that's another reason why there's no time to waste, because you're going to be looking at colleges or applying to colleges, and you need to be the very finest applicant you can be to get in. And as I said, some opportunities to distinguish yourself have dried up with this virus. So one of the people who's going to be joining us during the Congress is Dr. Deborah Bedore. Dr. Bedore is one of the best college admission strategists in the country to high school students. She charges a lot of money to her private clients, and she's got an incredible track record of success. And she's going to be here to give a special workshop where she's going to reveal some of the secrets that she teaches her private clients. And as I said, she has a tremendous track record of getting those clients into the very, very top universities in the country. And not through any of that hanky-panky you might have been seeing on the news lately, but just by making them the very finest candidates they can be. And that's what we want you to be. That's what you must be. And that's what we're here to help you be. And we're living in a world of unknowns right now about how COVID-19 and the current state of testing is going to impact college admissions in the years to come. It's scary. It's crazy. Also remember that attending Congress Live qualifies you to earn 1 college credit at additional cost, so you can show colleges and universities that you're already doing college-level work. All right, Ellie, come back and tell us what the next question is that we asked and what the answer is.
The next question here is, are you worried about money? 68% of our delegates viewing this evening have said yes, they are.
Okay, thanks, Ellie. 68%. I so totally get this. In high school, I was one of the poorest kids in my school. And you know, over 80% of the young people who come to the Congress are from public schools. They're just regular folks. And if money wasn't a huge challenge before COVID-19, well, maybe it is now. So being able to effectively apply for college scholarships and paid internships becomes all the more critical. And that's one of the main things that Dr. Bedore is going to be teaching you. And this is another reason why having the Congress now is so critical. One of the great things about Congress Live is that not only will there be no health risk, but there'll be no travel expenses, hotels, meals, family members coming with you, time off from work, nothing like that. I think this is the perfect time to keep those kind of expenses low, don't you? And also, I want you to be sure to check out all the free bonuses that we've added, with more to come. There's some really great stuff, and there's a lot more coming. Well, I think that's about it for today. Just remember, you can't afford to wait. You've got to take action now. You are the future of medicine, and you are one of the best hopes for the future of humanity. We have a huge obligation to you. I hope you'll come to the Congress in Boston next year. You're invited for free. But you need the mentorship, the wisdom, the education, the inspiration right now, and that is exactly what you're going to get. I think it's just all incredibly exciting. Let me end by telling you that this is going to be an awesome experience, and also to say it is an honor and a privilege to be able to contribute to your success, because I know how you are going to contribute to the success of humanity. It makes us all very proud to have an opportunity to do this with you. And I just want to remind you that we can't do it without you. This is your Congress, and I'm going to be in touch with you often with opportunities to get involved and perhaps receive your Award of Excellence marked with special distinction if you're selected for a special part of the Congress. So in a sense, the Congress starts right now. Well, I think that's about all I have to say, except for one last super important thing. The one most critical thing that I need you to do during the Congress is give me energy. Energy, baby. Energy. That is what's going to make all the difference. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's been really my honor to be with you and to be talking to you. And I will be talking to you again in the next few days. So goodbye for now, and take care. And most important, everybody, please stay safe.